Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJin Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I'm one Jin.
Today we are going to talk about FX's Shogun, episode 5
and
through
6.
6. Available on Hulu. Last time I mistakenly said Netflix. I apologize. Full spoilers ahead for the original, for the novel, for everything up till episode 1 till 6. This is a 10-episode series. You have been warned. Here we go.
Right.
Yo, Wenjin, let me go first.
Okay.
I am continued to be... I was continually surprised on how historically accurate it is. Except the main character, of course. You know, because remember last time we talked, I was wondering how much Oda Nobunaga we are also going to get.
Yeah.
And how much, Earth Cake we're going to get. How much Japanese culture we're going to get. And we kept getting all of them more and more.
Yeah. And we get this backstory, like a flashback story of what happened.
You know, for people who don't know, this show is about Japanese. It's a historical Japanese series. You're going to enjoy it. But you know what I was surprised about was how actually accurate they portrayed the Nobunaga betrayal situation. Because I want to tell our subscribers who are interested in Japanese history, Oda Nobunaga, Tokugawa Ieyasu, and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the so-called fathers of modern, pre-modern Japan, their story is actually mythologized a lot. And a lot of the record comes a couple of decades later than the actual events. So it is prone to mythologizing. And you know how history goes. It's written by the victors, right? So Oda Nobunaga is sort of portrayed as a bully. But the truth is, let me explain the context here. In the show, there was a cutback scene where he's killing all these monks, right?
Yeah.
I have to explain that because today we take it for granted because of the Tokugawa shogunate that Japan was ruled by samurais. But samurai coming to power was a centuries-long evolution. I mean, they were powerful, but the prior to Sengoku period and during the Sengoku period, the Buddhists were incredibly powerful. They were their own power. In the past, they challenged the emperor or the dictator at the time. So
it's interesting because in the West, we have, the papal state, the Pope holding so much power. These religious figures have tremendous power over land, like these lords and everything.
Part of that, Wenjin, is because, you and I, we grew up in a secular world. But we can't understand that. We can't try to impose that in the past. In the past, religion and any religion institutions were incredibly powerful. And the reason why that scene was so interesting is because that's one of the more accurate speculation on why Oda Nobunaga was betrayed. Because he killed those, because there were a lot of Buddhists in Japan. And Oda Nobunaga did slaughter thousands of them.
And for some, that would have been like a move that was too radical.
Yeah, because that temple, I keep forgetting sorry, I'm getting older, so I forget the proper names. But that Buddhist temple is still in Japan. That's how long the history goes. But that was a very famous sect. And in Oda Nobunaga's defense, because in the show they kind of portrayed as he was a cruel leader. But I know I said Oda Nobunaga was probably bipolar in my opinion. He was also a rationalist. So what he was doing by killing those monks was he was eliminating a power that could challenge his authority. You have to remember he was trying to unify Japan. So for him, it was just a Machiavellian decision to do. You know how Genghis Khan killed the shamans when he was unifying Mongols? And he said, basically, I'm the head shaman.
That's right.
That would be like in Europe where someone claps the Pope and say, I'll be Pope and King, So here, Oda Nobunaga didn't go that far, but he was doing that. But the problem was, by doing that, he made a lot of enemies. And that's the main speculation on why
he was assassinated.
He betrayed him. because there are other rumors and speculations that are actually less convincing than that one. Because we actually, the historical record around that time don't support like actual they don't explain the actual motivation.
Yeah, and we also need to remember history back then. I mean, history even now is still recorded by the victors.
Yeah.
So even like back then, I'm pretty sure it was even more so.
Yeah. So portraying Oda Nobunaga as an asshole is actually like helpful for Toyotomi Hideyoshi and
Tokugawa. Very convenient for them.
So I was just kind of defending him because as the show, we will realize soon that they're basically all fucking similar. Like, but anyway, I just wanted a big shout out to that because that was such a very, very accurate depiction of what went on. And
great detail.
Another great detail was that it's finally revealed that Hideyoshi's that wife, that small wife, because they're both wives, by the way, the elderly woman and the younger one. Because I don't know if she's... I always remember her as the niece of Oda Nobunaga, but here it's the daughter. The show could be wrong, but that is absolutely correct, that she was a family member of Oda Nobunaga, and it was a great social climb for Toyotomi Hideyoshi to marry her.
Because he comes from a very
like nobody
poor background. Yeah.
And Ishido, again, here he says that he's a peasant. So, this is actually explaining what, you and I explained on the last podcast. So this historical context is very correct. Now, the funny part is, though, for history buffs, there is a theory that that kid is not Toyotomi Hideyoshi's. Because, like I said last time, bloodline doesn't matter. And it's highly likely that Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a.k.a. Taiko here, was impotent. So they just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And there's a high chance that that kid is not his biological son anyway, but he carries the name Toyotomi.
Yeah.
And how, like, her name here is Ochiba, I think. So how she's portrayed is also very true. Like, she was incredibly proud woman. And one of the things to protect the child she could have done is to give her to the elder wife. Yes. Like, think of Japanese politics at this time, like the Roman Empire, where you know how Augustus made his daughter divorce his husband and marry. Like, these are like this is happening all the time.
Yeah. It's like a strategic decision.
Yeah, exactly. Like in like old school strategic. Like here, it's exactly the same in Japan. Like, oh, your name can be changed. Your wife can be brought here to have his kid. Like, if I don't have a son, I can ask my
consort.
Yeah. So one of the great thing was in episode 6. Remember how like Tokugawa Ieyasu says like his half brother has the same mother but different father. That's one of the, like, I love that detail because that's so true, and that's exactly what's happening. Like, because even how like you and I, if we look at Korean story, it's very patriarchal, right?
Yeah.
But Japan is patriarchal, yes, but there was more flexibility for like like even the woman to have different husbands quickly, and have that kind of stepbrother relationship.
We're also hinted at that flexibility when Lord Toranaga suggests Buntaro to divorce his wife.
Yeah,
if he's unhappy.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So it was a very flexible affair, and a lot of it. Like, it didn't have to do with woman freedom, actually.
Yeah, and based on what I know of our own history in Korea around the same time, I don't think we would have been as flexible. We'll be like, oh my god, how could you?
I think we were more flexible before the Joseon dynasty.
Yeah.
But
I think it's all the Confucianism.
Yeah, that later came. But Japan at this time was not really Confucius at all. It was more of a Shinto. I said Tao last time. I was wrong. I was referring to China, but it's Shinto Buddhism and their own culture, and that's actually historically fucking 100% correct. So I was, because last time you and I were talking, like we were like, are they gonna bring in more Japanese culture? I was like, fuck. It's like Japanese culture overload here. Oh, Skywalker Jin, you look very cool in that jacket. Going on, you look like Dalton a little bit. Oh,
you like the denim? Thank you.
Thanks, Scott Walker.
Oh, I should start doing like Tai Chi and stuff.
Yeah, he always looked good in big jacket. He's a tall guy. But anyway, like I was pleasantly surprised by that. And even Japanese culture on the Yunya, the willow, the flower stuff. That stuff was also interesting. And
I think among the showmakers, they have like a very good advisor on how to depict Japanese culture.
I think not just that, but I'm guessing the original novel is very, very well researched. And I think this time, because there are so many Japanese casts, maybe they put a lot of input in it too. Because a lot of this shit is fucking accurate as fuck. Except the big white man, of course. No, but he was accurate. But
Anjin.
Yeah. Because here, like, remember last time I said, like, I feel tragedy happening for everybody? You know, like, I bet, like, Machiavelli, who was actually a Republican, but who wrote Machiavelli to get a promotion, possibly. He's probably in heaven looking down and saying, very proud of the Tokugawa Ieyasu. Because, you know, one of the great lines of, like, episode 5 and 6 is how everybody hates the foreigners, right?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what Toranaga wants. He's promoting somebody so that there are tension. He's continuing to make sure his underlings hate and envy each other so that they don't fuck with his own authority.
Yeah.
That's why this Anjin, this white person, is a very, very, very great strategic asset for him. And you know another impression I got?
What is it?
You know how Blackthorne keeps saying he wants to go home?
Yeah.
After I watched episode 6, I was like, son, you're not going home. Man! I'm calling it.
Toranaga is not saying it out loud, but you are my possession.
Yes, I had that suspicion on the last time.
You're not going anywhere.
I couldn't put it to words, but after watching episode 6, I was like, yep, my man, you're not understanding what's going on. He's manipulating you so that, you know, you'll never leave and you will die, possibly die under his service. Oh, Scott Walker, you guys are definitely my top 10 list of my favorite. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott Walker.
Hey, big shout out to Scott Walker. By that comment alone, you became Wonjin's second person to promise like a reward once we hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot to us.
Thank you.
But anyway, like, so that's the feeling I get.
Yeah.
And now that Mariko is basically confirmed to be like the historical figure that I thought she was to be, hey, spoilers, she's gonna die. I'm sorry, she's gonna die.
I mean, it's been foreshadowed when she was having that dialogue with Blackthorne.
Yeah.
We know that she's actually actively searching for death.
Yeah. She's gonna die.
Yeah, and
I'm guessing she's gonna die around episode 8 or 9, because if Battle of Sekihara is gonna play out, like Scott Walker, out of my questions from earlier, can we please do part 2 to 3 Willy Jurassic Park Whale Talk Christmas movie? No, we read your Christmas movie comment, Walker, but it's not Christmas yet. But me and Wonjin this year, we will do some kind of holiday special if you want us, because we love those movies.
That's right.
Yeah. Cobra Kai, yeah.
I haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
I know it's like it shares the same world, the same universe with Karate Kid.
No, but
it's what happens when these guys grow up.
Yeah, but for Scott Walker, why don't you just catch up to? Let's start with the movie Scream, the latest one, 2021.
Yeah. We'll first go with Scream.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Anyways, back to Shogun. And Scott Walker, if you haven't seen Shogun, we strongly recommend you to watch it.
Yeah.
Especially, not just the new one, but try watching the original.
Hey, Scott Walker, did you watch Game of Thrones? If you watched that and loved it until like season 5, you're gonna love this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you definitely look like Dalton with that jacket.
Oh, man. Thank you.
All the grease gun. Nice.
Oh, what's up, ZZ?
Big shout out to ZZ. How's it going? But I also get that feeling, and because Toranaga is brilliant in making people reveal themselves, because that was a test when he was sending Mariko and
Blackthorne to the brothel.
Yeah.
Or tea house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because the Blackthorne is such an idiot. I was just like, you've been here a while now. Don't you understand that Japanese would rather not call this what it is and, you know, put meaning behind it? And he kept doing that drinking thing. I thought that was a little bit repetitive, but I did like the they continued to make the, because there's jealousy now. Because remember, the nephew likes that that woman
Kiku.
too. Yeah, Kiku. And it also shows the coldness of this world. It really comes down to how useful you are. Because I got that sense when, remember that guy who does the pigeon thing? He says, what should I do? And there's the sense that Toranaga is not letting him go of his service. And Toranaga does it in such a subtle way. Unlike his rivals, especially Oshiba, I felt like, I know it's a plot device, but she's being very forward about what she wants.
Yeah.
And her manipulation...
And she's kind of like intimidating.
Yeah.
Whereas Toranaga, on the surface, he seems very, very, very diplomatic in a sense.
Sorry, guys, I overstepped. It's cool, ZZ. The Polar Bear Roadhouse movie. Killed by Hervey. Oh, damn. And that Ishido actor, I mean, let me explain that political background, dude. Like, Ochiba, even if she, like, you remember there was this line from her fellow wife to Taiko. She said, you should have chose Toranaga. I don't think that would have happened in real life, too, though. Because Toranaga, a.k.a. Tokugawa Ieyasu, he would have been impossible to control. But remember, Ishido is a peasant. So, like, you know how, like, remember, was it episode 5 where one of the high lords call him, you're just a bureaucrat?
Ah, yes.
So, like their alliance actually makes sense politically because one has incredible legitimacy and aristocracy.
Comes from a samurai family.
Aristocracy family. And another is a nobody. So their alliance actually makes sense. So I'm just explaining the politics behind it.
Yeah.
And I don't know though, like Toranaga, like, so episode 7 is definitely going to be about the Osaka raid, right? You think? I think we're going to see that happen really quickly. Oh, nice hairstyle, Jin. Oh, thank you, ZZ.
Thank you. I'm getting lots of compliments today.
I know. How come there's so much sex in TV series? So do you think there's too much sex in that show or not? They're kind of superfluous sex scenes.
I think it's kind of like Roadhouse, the 80s version, Scott Walker. Remember, there are a lot of these like sexy or sex scenes in Roadhouse, and that's also part of the charm of the show.
Yeah, I mean that's like asking, is there too many potatoes in this hamburger joint? If they give me a batch of potato, I can stop, but will I? All right. But anyway, like so far, episode 5 and 6, but the show does a great job on. Because, I don't know, I guess for newcomers, this will be very exciting because they don't know where this is going. But even though I know some part of the history here, they're really great at like continuing that thriller tension.
Yeah. And, I mean, for Asians, some of us, we already know about what's going to happen. But by portraying these characters so up close, and like, unfolding these events in the perspective of their eyes, it's very refreshing for us. And like you said, they somehow manage to
make it continually interesting,
keep us interested and invested in the show, although we know what's going to happen, and that takes a lot of skill to pull off.
And episode 6 is great in the fact that I agree with you. Every character has some kind of problem, and what I liked about the end of episode 6 was somewhere along the way this is going to explode. Like Buntaro is angry, he doesn't fucking like the Anjin. The nephew is unhappy because he lost the cannon command. His uncle is unhappy because he's
like sandwiched between two forces
sides. Blackthorne is not happy because he wants to go home. Fucking moron. Mariko is unhappy because she wants to die. Toranaga is the only stoic character who seems, I love this line where, oh, no violence, find a way out, and then he comes back and says, all right, we fucking do it.
we're doing this.
Like,
scorched earth.
Yeah, he's one of those humble Roman emperors that refuse the title 3 times. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh, but if you insist,
I have no choice but to take this.
I will have to. Yeah, they are all stressed. Yes, that's exactly. And I like that because I think there will be around like 2 climaxes that explodes, that will unfold great tragedies. All tears. There will be so much blood and tears. And then, like the past seppukus are nothing. Like, and I hope they get creative with it though.
Yeah. I don't know. Because there's like the way death has been portrayed on the show so far has been very realistic, very abrupt, and very quick. So I'm not sure if there's any way they're gonna make it creative.
No,
I mean, like that very quick, subtle head chopping of a character that we're fond of. That I think that already is like a good enough scene.
No, but don't you think the woman that we know is gonna die in a dramatic fashion? And also, like, I think there's plenty of room for Genghis Khan to go out like whatever. But anyway, like, okay, if we talk more, we will bring more spoilers. So hey Zezzy, like if you missed it, me and Wonjin, we explained sort of the historical context in the early part of this review. So not review, but like a mid-season update, let's say. So if you want to know about that.
So we got what? Hold on, we have 10 episodes in total?
So we have 4 left.
4 left. Yeah, we got 4 left. Okay, that's a relief.
What was your favorite scene so far? Like episode 5 and 6?
Episode 5 and 6, I would say my favorite was... I think my favorite was the earthquake scene.
You mean in episode 4, though?
Oh, was that episode 4?
Oh, is it 5?
Is it 5?
It was 5.
I think it was
right.
5.
You're right.
Yeah, the earthquake scene. Yeah, I like that scene because it was very effective on showing us how close death is at all times, and also how powerless and helpless we are in front of such force.
Yo, you kidding me? It has loaded with good scenes. Yeah. My favorite scenes was every time Toranaga went, hoo, and we're like, yeah, baby! Yeah. Mad Max, Fury Japan. Like these death cultists are so loyal. Oh, like I like it every time he does it. And like he just plays. I mean, the actor just kills it with his charisma. You know, like every time he's on screen, he's like the boss. And I think he did a fantastic job on, because one of the great things about power projection is, I think if you're steady, like almost like a yoga move. I like how he's always composed. You know how like the Genghis Khan guy's like, oh my lord, and then like Ishido, it seems insecure, but Toranaga, despite his predicament, because it seems like he lost a lot of force, like
he's not in a good position, he's being cornered in, yet he maintains his composure. His composure and the acting on that was incredible. Because I think the Blackthorne actor does also a great job. I didn't know why he kept taking off his shirt, but he's always good at looking like he's out of place. You know how like Tom Cruise was not out of place as the Last Samurai movie went on? He was perfectly in place. But here, like you can tell he's like anxious, he's uncomfortable around everything. He wants to bang Mariko again, and then it's just like none of it is working out for my boy. Yeah, none of it. Oh, I like the death scene when he came back home to find that it was Joe Kasama. He's like, that was a great scene too. That was terrifying. That shock on his face when he finds out the gardener was killed. Who's the greatest racehorse in Korea? We actually don't know that, Walker. No clue.
Yeah, you're talking about episode 5. Yeah, episode 5 had those great scenes, and I also, because of that, I liked how Blackthorne touches the stone that the old man used to.
After the earthquake, I think he puts it back in place.
And
you can tell that he's kind of mourning for the old man.
Like this show is so great at portraying just like Game of Thrones in the earlier seasons, the humanity of these characters that are seemingly locked in this very dangerous and treacherous game. And I thought, because Toranaga, despite his composure, we do see him in a vulnerable position. And like that laugh of him is so funny. You can tell this is a very Buddhist man. He's like, life, death, you cannot avoid death. And then when he survives, and the Anjin gives his the
swords,
I kind of felt like he was laughing like, I cannot die. This cute ass white boy. You belong to me. Your soul is mine. Like, I felt like it was this euphoria of a man ready to die. And that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why we titled this Death is in the Air.
Yeah. And it's a great decision to cast Hiroyuki Sanada for that role.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
Yeah, because there is a portrait of Tokugawa Ieyasu that is famous, but he doesn't look like that. But I guess a lot of actors who don't look like Tokugawa Ieyasu play that role.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Because he would actually fit more, like, for me, Oda Nobunaga. You know? Oh, Scott Walker, I like your hairstyle, Jin. Not very good that every time you do a live stream, you have your hair like that. Oh.
Really? I think it's because my hair is getting long.
Oh, yeah? Well.
Which means it's time for a haircut.
Yeah. One Dalton. Or Dalton Jin. But Scott, when your hair is made of plastic, you wake up like that in the morning. Is that true, one?
Am I a Lego?
Yeah.
A Lego piece?
Yeah. Guys, you're welcome to praise me too, by the way. It's okay, guys. Don't be shy.
I'm getting so much love.
Yeah, please press like and subscribe. please leave a comment. Oh, shout out to Scott Walker. Thank you for leaving a lot of comments on our latest video. We saw that. Yeah, I think it's helping us boost traffic. Joe, why don't you grow your hair and have a ponytail? Nah, I did that in high school and no one liked it. Yeah, I actually prefer my hair short. Oh, Joe, your eyeglass looks very efficient. Efficient is all you could come up with? Thank you so much, Zezzy. Oh, big shout out to each other. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you. Love you too, man.
Shout out. Oh, now that our most loyal subscriber, Uchan user, it did remind me, hey, let's talk about Doom Part 2 again when like it starts streaming and stuff.
Okay.
Like get into the lore and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think Lee Chan-hong asked a lot of lore questions.
Yeah.
So if we miss something, we can answer it. You know. But back to Shogun. So anyway, shall we give a number grade?
I think so far, as a whole, from episode 1 to 6, I still can give this show like a 9.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like, there's no breaks.
And
you know,
the only reason I cannot give it a 10 is because I don't know how it ends yet. Yeah. That's the only reason.
And you know, technically, episode 5 and 6 is supposed to be like it's time to take a break of most seasons. But this is like, even the like brothel scene was so tense because of the, remember, one of the great scenes was Mariko sitting here and she's sitting here and she's like, oh, you want to touch my lips and oh, you dream of me, this is where the pain comes. And Mariko looks at Blackthorne and Blackthorne looks at him. They want to bang each other, obviously.
They were eye-fucking each other.
Yeah. That was such a great poetic scene. And you know this is going to be some Romeo Juliet shit. Once they did that, I knew like, Mariko's dead. Joe, how protective was your dog of you when he was fiercely protective? I was actually very protective of my dog because it was a little Spitz and he weighed 8 kilograms. Every time a pit bull or Rottweiler went by, I had to carry him and make sure he was okay. Was it a mullet, Joe? Oh, no, it was an ugly ponytail, ZZ. Please don't imagine it. You might blind yourself unconsciously. What kind of gun is Shogun? That was my first impression of the word for it. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's so funny because
because I think Shogun is Jangun in Korean. That's like a translation. It's like a general.
Yeah, same Chinese character. No, but what's funny is they mentioned Busho, I think, but they never said the word Shogun. Oh, they did now. They just said it in episode 6 to revive the Shogun. Again, but at this time the Shogun will be spoilers ahead. Tokugawa Shogunate will become basically an institution. Very powerful.
For the last 268 years.
And I play Shogun Todo Yao. Good game. Big shout out to Ichan. But anyway, guys. We give this a 9. Shogun streaming on Hulu continue to mesmerize us. Yeah. If you're a history buff and you like Japanese culture, please check this show out.
Strongly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a must-watch show.
Yeah. We're going to take a 2-minute break, just 2 minutes, to communicate with y'all.
Yeah.
Because you're all gathered here and this is amazing. And I think Scott Walker wanted to talk about Cobra Kai, Willie, and Jurassic Park. So we'll take a 2-minute break.
And we'll be right back.
Because I need to take my vitamins. Like Zeddy said, I'm an old man. I got arthritis. Oh, my dog Red, he's very protective of me. Enters as well. Like, yeah. Oh, that's nice, Walker. Oh, that's so sweet, Zetzi. Anyway, Wonjin, time to turn off the camera.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
We'll see you in 2 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
Pigeons, falcons, eagles. You know, I bet they didn't have that pigeon in Japan, though. I think that's made up bullshit. I'm calling
pigeons?
It. Yeah. You know how they had the pigeon carrier? That's more like a European medieval stuff. That's not Japan. I never read that, like, ever. So I could be wrong because I'm a human being, so I didn't read everything. You remember that pigeon thing?
Yeah.
I think that's bullshit. That's
maybe they had sparrows.
No, I don't think.
And they had like a chain of sparrows to transfer messages.
You think so?
Yeah, because they'll be tired
like
on their way, and
like the sparrow centipede Wonjin. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
They would have this like little tiny baton that.
Don't you think they would have just eaten these things in the time to